State contributor Gary Graff is here, former Republican Congressman Charlie Dinn. He's now a CNN political commentator. Good to see both of you, but especially so, Garrett, I haven't seen you in a while. So I'll start with you. The more we learn about January 6th, the worse it gets. But do these stunning revelations get us any closer to the full story of what happened that day in your estimation?
I think one of the things that we really see becoming clear is what we have known all along, which is Donald Trump is the center of this. That the people around Donald Trump, whether it's his own staff, his own family, or Fox News hosts, realized that this crowd was acting to fulfill Donald Trump's wishes. And that, for all that we tried to pretend that these were tourists, trying to get a tour of the Capitol, or these were, a few random disaffected people who broke off from the Trump rally on the National Mall. Everyone that day who was around Donald Trump, around the President of the United States, understood what is coming clear in these texts, that this crowd was reacting to and would follow the orders of Donald Trump.
Charlie, Congressman Adam Schiff laid out some of the texts Mark Meadows received from lawmakers. Take a listen to this.
This one reads, on January 6, 2021, Vice President Mike Pence, as President of the Senate, should call out all electoral votes that he believes are unconstitutional as no electoral votes at all. The second graphic. The President needs to stop this ASAP. If we could cue graphic number 3. Yesterday was a terrible day. We tried everything we could in our objection to the 6 states. I'm sorry, nothing worked.
Wow. So we have a sitting member of Congress. What happens when we find out who they are?
Well, it's going to be a real bad day for those members. All I can tell you, Tom, I think what we're missing in all this is that the Capitol on January 6th was the site of a massive crime scene. And Congress has every right to investigate that attack. People forcibly entered a restricted area. There was aggravated assault committed against numerous law enforcement officers, destruction and desecration of the Capitol itself. Congress has a right to know, to hold those people accountable and those who may have aided and assisted them. And so to the extent that whether it was lawmakers or protesters, Mark Meadows was having conversations with protesters on the ground based on some of the documents that he released to the committee, with members of Congress, with the Fox News hosts. And by the way, somebody might want to look into the propriety of that. Boy, that's a subject for Brian Stelter, apparently. But I'm just saying that there's a lot here to investigate. And Congress has every damn right to get this information. And again, since Mark Meadows already provided this material to the committee, I mean, the committee has every right to ask about this, what Adam Schiff read off, and also what Liz Cheney read off earlier, too. This is really relevant to the investigation. So I think Mark Meadows has got himself in a real pickle here. I mean, I think the truth will set him free. And frankly, the best thing for the Republican Party right now is for the truth to come out. It might help break the lock of Trump on the party if we can really understand exactly just what he did to aid and abet this group.
Hey, Charlie, what happened with Mark Meadows? Because all of a sudden, cooperating, and not, I mean, could someone have possibly gotten to him, and said, okay, shut your mouth?
Well, I think he's trying to run out the clock. I think he's hoping that maybe he's filing a civil action, that this might slow things down, and we get to the midterms, and maybe this can go away for him. I think that's partly the strategy. I'm sure that probably Donald Trump does not want him in front of Congress. That's probably a harsh reality as well. So I think that's certainly playing into his calculation. But it's hard to say what's motivating him. But I think he's kind of in a bit of a no man's land right now. I think I think Ellie said it well. He's kind of half in, half out. He hasn't quite crossed the crossed the ditch.
Yeah, if you're going to jump the ditch, you don't want to jump halfway. It brought me back to my childhood.
It seems like he's in it.
The plank over the ditch to go, to the neighbor's house. I was really country growing up. So Garrett, the committee is deliberately releasing some damning evidence, but will it, shake up Meadows or make other Trump allies think twice about trying to subvert the investigation, or do you think it's just they don't care about truth or facts or law or nothing?
Well, I do think what we have seen is that this Steve Bannon criminal charge of contempt of Congress has, shaken some of these cooperators. That it has had some of its desired effect. I think you're seeing that in Mark Meadows and the, half in, half out challenge that he's found himself in, is that he was really trying to avoid this moment where Congress would move for a criminal contempt charge, and was hoping that he would sort of be able to cooperate enough and argue executive privilege plausibly enough that he might get sort of cast aside and the committee would move on. It's clear that this committee, though, is pushing hard, and that they want to try to get as close to the truth as they can. And notably that I think that they feel that ticking clock too. I mean, everyone understands that if Republicans take back the majority next year, every ounce of effort that the January 6th committee has put in that has not been made public is going to be buried as deep as the Republicans can possibly bury it.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So let's talk about what's happening with the pandemic now. COVID cases.